Life insurance. So the life insurance space is a space where there's a lot of good and there's also a lot of bad. And if you're like anything like me, whenever you started in the space or you were looking to get into the space and you just weren't sure basically if it was something that would be worth your time, you didn't know if it would be something that would actually pay off. My name is Marshall. I've been doing life insurance for just over 3 years. I've been able to have a ton of success in it so far, thankfully. And I'm going to give you guys the main reasons why people fail in the life insurance industry. I've been a top producer. I've also been a top leader in life insurance as well. I've been around the block in a short amount of time. So I'm going to give you guys the main reasons that I personally went through, and then also the main ones that I see as well. Now, I think it's important to note with life insurance and just the insurance space in general that there's a really high turnover rate. And what I mean by turnover rate is that 92% of people that get into life insurance and just get into insurance in general, this is an insurance stat, 92% of people that start in insurance don't end up sticking it out for past 1 year. Like it takes basically take 100 people, fast forward a year from now, and only 8 people will still be doing insurance. Now, some people look at that and they get scared because it's like, oh, holy crap, why would I jump into this thing if there's a 92% chance I'm gonna fail, which is actually the wrong way to look at it. And then some people, like myself, look at that and go, okay, cool. So if I jump into this industry, if I jump into this, then all I have to do basically is stick it out for past a year, and then I beat 92% of my competition. By the way, I've been able to meet a lot of successful people in and out of the industry these last couple of years, thankfully, and that's just due to my success that I've had with it. And every single successful person that I meet has that exact same mindset of opportunity and what this can bring you, what's the positive outcome, what's the reward of this, and not the fear-based outcome. It's always leaning on the side of faith and not leaning on the side of fear. But that's an important stat to note because that's why you hear stories about people that don't have good experiences in life insurance. And typically it's not like the actual product that's being sold. Typically it's not the company that they joined. It wasn't the problem with the leads. It wasn't this coworker or that leader or anything like that. It's just the industry itself. There's 92% chance that you won't make it for past a year, but if you do make it past a year, you beat 92% of people. You're already in the top 10% of the industry, which is an extremely lucrative industry. So what can we do to better position ourselves to be able to be in that 8%? And by the way, that 8%, if you're thinking, okay, cool, how do I get into like the top 0.1%? It's a dogfight. You can beat 92% of people by outlasting, but the top 8%, how do you beat them out? It's just a dogfight. That's the only way to be able to do that. So how do we position ourselves in that top 8%? What did I do and what do I see people do in order to be able to get to that top 8%? I would say it's a couple of things. I would say the first thing it comes down to is really the character of the person itself. You could take a successful person in, women's makeup industry, let's say, and if you put them in the life insurance industry, if they're successful at that, if they're competent at that, if they have quality characteristics, they're gonna have success. But if you take somebody that doesn't have success in anything they're doing and then you put them in life insurance, why the heck would they have success in that too? The main things that cause that success, I would say it really comes down to three traits from what I've seen. These 3 traits, if you do these 3 things, if you have these 3 characteristics, and you'll definitely stick it out for past year, you'll definitely be in that top 10%. And it's also the same characteristics that'll elevate you to that top 1%, 0.1%. The 3 traits are, I'll just give you them and I'll work through them as I give you to them, okay? The first thing is faith. I don't mean spiritual faith, although that is huge, and I wouldn't be where I'm currently at if it weren't due to spiritual faith and belief in God. I mean faith as a characteristic, faith as something that you have as a person. There's fearful people that are timid, that overthink decisions, that kind of get that analysis paralysis where they kind of think about every single possible outcome about how it can't work. And there's people that look at situations and they go, hey, here's how it can work. I just got to believe because of XYZ reason. The best way to believe that I've personally experienced, and I just think about stories of myself, like times whenever I was, struggling in the industry and I was, struggling to make sales or struggling with people on my team or anything like that. I just think about other people that have success. That's why proximity is so important. There's power in proximity because if you're around other people that are having success, then you can also have belief that you're gonna have success too because they're no different than you. Why would Joe have success and Mary wouldn't? It's not because Mary's a girl and Joe's a guy and Joe's white and let's say Mary's black or Joe's got this demeanor, Mary's got this demeanor. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. Like if Joe and Mary do the exact same thing, they're gonna have the same amount of success. If they both make the same amount of phone calls, have the same exact sales pitch, same exact rebuttals, same charisma, all of that, if all variables are the same with how they present, they're gonna have the same level of success, good or bad. It's gonna be the same. So knowing that, how can you be surrounded by other people that are having success and not have success yourself whenever you see that right in front of you? It's impossible. You have to have faith. You have to have belief. Like you can only have belief if you're around people that are having success. So being able to have that faith in the actual process itself, that helps you with really dark times. I remember for myself, I was probably 2 months in. And I had a good first couple of months. My first 2 months were, I don't know if good's the right word looking back on it, but I had a decent first couple of months, like a typical start, made around $3,000 a month. So, looking at that now, it's like, holy crap, I would be losing money, a lot of money with my monthly expenses and investments if I was making $3K a month. But whenever you're brand new to the industry, like my first month or two, that was like, okay, cool. Like I'm having a little bit of success with this. This thing's working at least. Like at least I'm making money from it. But my third month, I went through a pretty tough time. I just went off the rails, not mentally or anything like that, but I went off the rails of what the process was. I wasn't making the amount of phone calls I should have made. I was not reading the script that the company gave us that works for everybody else. I wanted to be the smart guy and wanted to do my own thing. So I was like using my own like sales verbiages and going off of the script and trying to sell basically just based on my own knowledge, my own limited knowledge, only 3 months into this thing. Super arrogant to do, right? That's very, I look back at that, I'm like, wow, what an idiot I was, right? But, I did that and I ended up making no money for the first 3 weeks of that month, of my third month, making no money at all. And what snapped me out of it was two things. The first thing was I had recorded one of my presentations and I went to somebody that was having success. I went, hey, can you watch this? Can you tell me like what I'm doing wrong? And thankfully, most life insurance industries, most life insurance companies have these things called uplines. We call them leaders, and they help you. Like that's their job, is to help you. You're on their team. They get paid if you do well. Like if their team does well, they're gonna get paid well. So if you do well, that has an influence on them. That has a vested interest with them. So you can go to these people and you can be like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me out? By the way, if you want to learn more about how the life insurance pay works, check out my other video. I believe it's titled How the Life Insurance Industry Income Works. Check it out. It's like 2 videos down. But I was like, can you help me with this? Like I'm struggling right now. And he's like, sure thing. And go through the film. And he's like, dude, you're off script. Like, what are you saying right now? You're off script and you sound like someone just shot your dog. Because I was like 0 for 20 or something like that, 0 for 30, just getting told no over and over and over again. So I was like, yeah, I do see that. And I do look like somebody shot my dog. So I switched that and I started getting my energy, my enthusiasm back, even if that meant faking it for a little bit. I did that. That helped me. And the other thing that helped me, and wait till you see what happened after I did this, the other thing that helped me was I shadowed somebody that was a top producer at the time. And I thought I was gonna be able to shadow them, and then they would tell me all like these secret like rebuttals and all these secret ways to be able to value life insurance and these secret leads that only the top producers must know about. which obviously does not exist. And I got on there and I shouted him and I listened to the presentation, and he literally just read the script word for word with a smile. That was literally it. And I got off, I'm like, dude, so how are you like closing so many people? How are you making so many sales? Like you didn't really see anything special. And he was like, just more numbers. Just reading the script, positive energy, positive like vibes, right? Positive frequencies, reading the script, and just scale it. Just do more numbers, just do more presentations. That was literally it. So I was like, okay, there's two successful people saying the same exact thing and doing the same exact thing. Let me do that. And literally, I kid you not, like this is literally what happened was, I think it was either that night or the next night, I got on a presentation, my first presentation since that conversation. And I smiled and I was charismatic and I cared about the person I was talking to. That's a big thing as well. And I literally just read the script word for word. And the person ended up buying a $3,800 policy, which was pretty much gets you paid around $1,800 to $2,000 in income. And that is an above average sale size. The average sale size is around $500 in income. So I got like a big sale basically. And right after I got that, my belief was rejuvenated. My enthusiasm was rejuvenated. I started reading the script word for word, and I just stayed doing that exact thing. And then I ended up having success, right? So that's a lesson I learned 3 months into the industry. Okay, now I'm 3 years into the industry, so I've learned a lot more lessons. But the reason for explaining that story is because you have to have faith. You have to have faith in the process. You have to have people around you that are having success that you can ask questions, because if you talk to a lot of people, and I can make a video about this too, about my times that I struggled, like the thing that you're going through or the stories you heard about somebody else going through a struggle, that is not unique. There's no unique, like, oh, this person, like, oh, their leads didn't answer, or this person canceled on them, or this person backstabbed them. Like those are all little prices that people that have reached success and they're killing it and making hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in the insurance space, those are all lessons that they learned along the way that they had to learn to be able to change their character, to be able to change their work ethic, to be able to change themselves in order to be able to operate at a frequency that is successful. So don't feel bad for yourself and don't have a pity party because you're going through something. Instead, just make sure you're around people that have success because they probably went through it too, and ask them questions about it. That's what's going to get you faith. That's what's going to get you belief. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in the process. Those are the two biggest things with faith. Second reason why people don't have success in the insurance industry, 92% of the time, is effort. Effort's a big one. And by the way, our team, yes, our number is a lot less than 92%. We actually have more people that have success than the insurance industry average by a pretty big margin. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, well, we do this and that's why, and we do this and that's why, because the overwhelming majority of the reasons why people don't have success is not due to the systems, it's not due to the company, it's because of the person. It's because of how they respond to adversity and these other things I'm talking about. But number two is effort. So it blows my mind with effort how people can start something, expect to put less effort into it than other people around them, and get paid more money than the other people around them. You can't get paid more than other people around you by putting in less effort. There's no fantasy of, there is a fantasy of it, but this doesn't exist. Like this concept, this notion of there's gonna be something that comes along that's not gonna require a ton of effort and not gonna require a ton of sacrifice that's gonna get me paid a lot of money. Like, that doesn't exist. Maybe if you invested in Bitcoin in 2013, 2012, I don't know about you, but I was in like 8th or 9th grade then, something like that. I don't know, something like that. And I didn't have, $10,000 to put into Bitcoin. So that opportunity's gone. This stuff doesn't exist. And even the very, 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 very rare, like once every 20 years that it comes along of something like Bitcoin, or maybe whenever Apple was launched, whatever, there's something you have to have in order to be able to take advantage of that. And the thing you have to have is capital. So how do you get capital? Stuff like this, struggling, putting in more effort, outworking people. Like if you know something works and you know that there's fruit in the labor, Why are you hesitating to do the labor? It blows my mind. I've always been a hard worker. I played college baseball. I played baseball growing up my entire life. I was always the first person in the batting cage and the last person to leave. So for my thought process with baseball and with sports, which by the way, people that have been in sports, or maybe you're currently in sports, end up having a ton of success as an entrepreneur and in insurance as well. There's a lot of traits that carry over. But the way I looked at it, always growing up playing baseball, was like, look, if I just outwork people, then I'm going to beat people. Like, I'm going to be better than people if I simply outwork them. Like, that's pretty logical to say. The thing is with that is there is some natural talent involved in sports. Like, I could throw 95 miles per hour. I could never throw 105 miles per hour. Don't have the build for it. Don't have the natural genetic gift. I work my tail off to be able to throw 95 miles per hour. So that's something I would never been able to do. I would never beat Usain Bolt in a sprint. Don't matter how many years I work at it. No matter how much I outwork Usain Bolt. None of that stuff matters. He's gonna beat me because he's Usain Bolt. He's genetically more gifted than me. So the beautiful thing about insurance and about this industry especially is that it doesn't matter. You don't have these natural talents, these natural gifts. There's very small degrees of that. But at the end of the day, the person that ends up working the hardest will get paid the most. The person that has the most faith in what they're doing, they believe in it, and they work the hardest, they put the most hours into it, has the most success. And I don't mean just sitting there in front of a computer, like that's not work. Like sitting there in front of a computer, being clocked in, not doing crap, that's not work. You have to be intentional, and you actually have to be able to like put in the calls and do the things that move the needle, like get in front of more people. The person that gets in front of the most people is gonna sell the most, always. Hardest worker always wins. Effort. That's the second reason why people simply don't have success in the insurance space, and really just in general, is because most people are lazy. Most people aren't hard workers. It's truth. Most people are lazy. The last thing, and not the last thing, I actually have a couple more, but last thing kind of related to this, like the faith, the effort part. The last thing is coachability. What do I mean by coachability? Coachability is somebody's ability to copy what someone else is doing in a specific field. So I don't mean if you want to get into the insurance space, you got to get a white t-shirt that says sell and you're selling, you got to get a paddock or something like that, and you got to wear that, and you got to have this. I'm not saying that, okay? That's not, if you want to do that, it's great, it works, but you don't have to do exactly that. Coachability, I'll give you a sales example, is like, hey, if you have the gift to be able to be around a top producer on a daily basis, and you're able to hear their calls, you're able to be in their vicinity, it blows my mind that you would not be able to become a top producer as well. And it especially blows my mind if you're not able to become a top producer as well, if you don't just copy what they do. They have the answers. They figured it out. They did all of the work already. They already went through the no's. They already went through the failures. They already went through the things that don't work. They know what works. That's why they're the top producer. Just copy them word for word. Do exactly what they do. Like, it doesn't matter if it's coming out of Joe's mouth or Mary's mouth. Doesn't matter who's saying it. If they're saying the stuff that a top producer says, then they're going to be a top producer. It's so simple. People overcomplicate it. People love to overcomplicate things and make things, trickier than they actually are. And I think it's all ego, really. It all comes down to ego, because it's like, oh, I want to be able to figure it out for my own. Like, who cares if you figure it out for your own? Like, if you told me, oh, I can get 10 million right now, like, here you go, here's 10 mil, Marshall. Like, just click this button. Or, you got to figure out how to get 10 million and figure it out your own way. Like, or let's say 100 million. You got to figure out how to make 100 million your own way. Or you can click this button right now. Bro, I'm clicking that button, like no hesitation, like boom. Like, I don't have to, oh, well, I figured it out and I went through all of this and I had to do this, it took me 20 years and, hard labor to get to 100 million. Bro, I can do that too. Like, I can do that, like, also. But, like, let me just click this button and fast forward real quick and give me 100 mil right now. It's the same exact thing with being coachable. Like, there's people around you that have success that know exactly what works and what doesn't work. Put the ego aside and copy them, and then boom, you'll be at that level. And guess what? You want to figure stuff out? Sure. Figure some stuff out from going from a level 8 to a level 10 instead of from a level 0 to a level 10, because you can copy the other person that's a level 8, get to that level with them, and then you want to get to a level 10, but guess what? The trick is you'll actually have access to a level 10 then whenever you copy the level 8 because you'll have level 8 results, but that's a side point. But if you want to be able to figure stuff out, at least copy the person that you have the most access to, that's the most successful, and then once you have their exact results, then start figuring stuff out for your own. That's coachability. Yeah, it blows my mind. People just don't want to be able to lower their ego and have humility and being able to ask for instructions and ask for help and ask for like, hey, like I'm struggling with this, I need help. Like it blows my mind. And the thing is, I guess I was one of those people with that story I just told about my 3rd month in. I was reading the script. I wasn't reading the script. I was making up my own stuff. That right there is a perfect example of ego trying to figure stuff out, thinking I can do it better instead of just copying what works and listening to top producers. And by the way, the thing that got me a breakthrough, the thing that made me a top producer was by copying a top producer. I actually seeked out top producers and asked them, hey, please help me out. Can I pay you to listen to this? Can I pay you? They said, thankfully, no, you don't have to pay. We'll just let you listen. It's okay. But that's what really coachable people do is really coachable people actively seek out the help. They actively seek it out. Decently coachable people, they wait for someone to tell them. Who knows whenever they're going to tell you, right? That's why you seek it out. And people that don't have any coachability, that have high ego, they just want to figure it out on their own. Never works. And if it does work, which I've never seen it work, but if it does work, it's going to take 5-10 years, in order to be able to even figure that out. So those are 3 things right there: faith, effort, coachability. I'm going to explain 2 other ones that are a little bit maybe ambiguous, like not as direct. It's more so, I guess you could say characteristic based. So another big reason why 92% of people fail in the insurance industry, and I'm sure if I just looked at the sales industry in general, I'm sure it's similar, because you get these people that jump around from sales opportunity to sales opportunity to sales opportunity, and they keep on blaming the opportunity, and it can't be me, it has to be the opportunity. Like, bro, you just went to 5 different companies and saw millionaires in all those companies, and you were like, oh, it's not the company, it's not me, it's the company, clearly. Like, how many times do you keep learning that lesson, right? But a big thing is people's ability to handle rejection. This is another big one. And I think, again, it goes back to ego. Most people are not used to getting turned down and getting told no for an extended period of time. Most people are not good at that. Most people are not used to that. You see, for me, I sucked at baseball. Whenever I was really young, I sucked at it. I was terrible at it. Got picked on, got balls thrown at me whenever I was up the bat. Kids messing with me and stuff like that in like middle school. I wasn't good. I just wasn't good. I thought I was good. I was not good, right? And you look at the environment and you can see, like, based on how I was treated. I'm so thankful for that, because what that taught me to do was that taught me how to be able to handle rejection and handle striking out and handling failure and handling getting turned down from teams, and use that criticism to be able to work on my game. Like, oh, Marshall, like, your arm's not good. Okay, well, I'm going to go to the cage every single night with a weighted baseball and throw it against the net every single night, and then boom, all of a sudden I can throw 95 miles per hour. How does that work? It's the same exact concept with rejection with anything, and especially with sales. Like, whenever you get told no, you did something wrong. You. It wasn't the client. It wasn't this weird situation. It wasn't like the lead. Like, quit passing blame to other things. If you pass blame and you never take accountability for it, then you can't grow from it. Accountability, wherever the finger points, that's what you give power to. So if I point the finger to the lead, then I just gave all the power away I had over the situation, gave it to the lead. If I point the finger to myself, I did something wrong, or something that I need to be accountable for, I did something wrong here, then I actually have an opportunity to grow now. Because what did I do wrong? Oh, well, whenever I was talking about, whole life or term life, those are types of life insurance. Whenever I was explaining that to them, I didn't make it, I explained it as something that they already have, so they didn't want to get something that they already had. Let's say it's something like that. Simple example. Or, oh, I called this person on the phone, they hang up on me right away. Oh, well, that person, they're just having a bad day. What a jerk. You just pass blame. Maybe they hung up on you because you sound like a freaking telemarketer whenever you say your first couple sentences of the phone call, Or maybe they hung up on you because you're going off script. Or maybe they hung up on you because you don't know the rebuttals. Like, take accountability. Like, that should give you strength. That should give you belief. Like, I get turned down and my belief goes up because I know that if I got turned down, there was something that I was lacking in, and now that just exposed what I was lacking in, so now I just got better. I just filled in some holes in my game by getting turned down and learning from it. Like, rejection should armor you with belief because you learn from it and you upgrade. It should not bring you down and deject you because you're upset because you got told no. Well, guess what? The top producers, they get the most sits, they get the most yeses, and they get the most no's. So always with projection, the reason why people fail is because they get down a negative spiral whenever they get told no and they get rejection. Instead of the people, the 8% end up having success, they go on an upward spiral because they use that to make them better. They use that and it gives them more belief. This is actually the last thing. This is a big one. People, and I think it goes back to ego again. So ego is kind of a common theme here, right? Like, humility is a very important thing for growth. That's actually in Proverbs as well. I don't want to quote the actual proverb itself and mess it up, but it's in Proverbs as well, the concept of humility. And humility, that's what allows for success, and pride actually leads to fall. So common theme here, right? But the last one I would say is distractions. People always look at things that they can add on to have success. Hey, what's the book I should read? Or hey, what's this rebuttal that I need? Or hey, what's this morning routine that I need? And yeah, there's some things you need to add on, but usually you need to cut things out. Usually that's the big problem, is you have to cut things out. No matter if that's cutting out drugs and alcohol and like partying, obviously, right? Or if it's cutting out even like friends and family members that care about you, that are just looking out for your best personal interest, but they're not successful and they don't know how success works. So they're going to speak negativity into you about it because they're trying to protect you. Hey, don't do that. Hey, oh no, that's not safe. Oh no, that's a scam. Or, oh no, what if you get in trouble? What if this, what if that? Like, all these things that are just fear that they have in their mind that have held them back their entire life. That's why they're not successful. But people listen to them instead of cutting them out. Cut them out of your life. Still love them, but don't let them have that avenue to be able to speak into you and speak negativity into you. Either cut them out or shut that down whenever they say that, because it does not help you. It 100% hurts you. They're doing it from a good heart. They're doing it because they care about you, but they don't understand how success works. You need to listen to people that are more successful than you, tell you how you should think, not people that are less successful than you. They're less successful than you. They're less successful than people that are successful because of a certain reason. There's a reason why. Again, if you copy their mindset and you implement it and you just copy their mindset and they're not having success, guess what? You're not gonna have success. But if you copy the mindset of someone that's successful, guess what you're gonna have? Success. I think another big distraction is other opportunities. Here's the thing. Everyone's got a shiny gold object that they can wave in front of you and get you to get off course and start up doing something else or whatever it may be. But the thing is, you won't have success with anything if you quit and if you switch to different opportunities. If you're in an opportunity where there's success and you see people that are having success and you haven't reached that brink and you haven't reached that high-end level of success that's in that company or in that industry or whatever it may be, like, if you haven't reached that yet and there's a bunch of other people that have done it, why do you feel like you switching and going to a different industry is all of a sudden going to be your golden answer to why you're not having success? No, it's not the industry. It's not the other opportunity. It's not anything like that. It's just the fact that you need to work on yourself, and that's why you haven't reached that level of success, because there's other people around you that are doing it, that are having success. So don't get distracted with other opportunities. The devil, the way he works, is he puts little plants of mustard seeds inside of your head whenever you're fearful and whenever you're uncertain. So if you're fearful and uncertain, he's going to plant a little mustard seed in your head, and it's going to fester, and it's going to start talking to you about, oh, do this instead, or do that instead, or quit this. Don't listen to that. You need to act based on faith and not based on fear. If there's other people around you that are having a ton of success with it, you can too. The dreams and the lies that somebody else is telling you that the grass is greener on the other side are typically not true. But if you really want to prove it, look at how many other people are having success at that other opportunity or in that other industry. That's a really, really good way to prove it. What's the physical, concrete proof evidence of other people having success. How many are there, and what's the level of success they're attaining? Those are the reasons why people don't have success in the life insurance industry specifically. I think it applies to a bunch of other industries as well. But let me know what you guys want to hear below, or any questions that you have whatsoever. If you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram as well at Marsh Motivates. Peace.